Good morning. Where's the chat box? Is that gonna work? Okay, enter. Cold, my hair's a mess. I'm late. Oh, good girl. Are you just snoring over there, good girl? Oh, that's not gonna work. I know what I'm doing. I keep doing this wrong. Good morning, Jessica Farley. How are you? Give me one moment. I'm trying to sort out and share to groups. Trying to get my shiznit together. I wish that Facebook would stop with the telling me stuff. Oh, my brain is slow, guys. Give me 1 minute. I'm sorry. My brain is slow. Right. Share. Right post. Share! It is not October 18th. It is October 23rd. I'm just, um, okay. Right? And then we're going to copy all of that. We're going to share this to my newsfeed. Post, boom. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hey, Sonia Serna, how are you? Good morning, Jessica Farley. I said that. Hello, Melissa Tucci. Sorry about my bedhead. I have a. Hey, Bailey Weimer, how are you? I have interesting. I was up late last night with my mom. We were watching TV. We are kind of addicted to this show called 90 Day Fiance. I don't know if you guys know it. It's all about people getting married, like from meeting online and falling in love, and they have 90 days to like figure it out when they come in on a K-1 visa. And so my mom and I have found this show. She's been watching it for a while. I didn't know about it. I'd heard people talking about it. I like trashy reality TV. Like, I wouldn't say it's trashy per se, but some of these people are a mess. Like, they're just like wild, like wildly like clueless. And you're like, what? It's like a train wreck. I mean, I feel like I was watching it. My mom last night was sitting in the chair next to me, and I was on the couch, and I had this look. I think my face must have looked like this as I was watching the show, and my mom was like, "You should see your face," because I feel embarrassed for some of these people because it's like they're looking for love, right? And they're trying to, put all their faith in another human being that's like halfway around the world in another culture. And to me, that's so beautiful in some regards, right? But it is also so sort of like scary and stupid in other regards. Unfortunately, we don't live in a world yet, and I say yet with a big fat hashtag yet, where we can do that kind of a thing and really be self assured that what we're doing is the right thing. And so I was just watching these people like sort of put their, faith, their trust, their hearts on the line and, run off to, I don't know, wherever. Like there's a whole different series of shows. You all are laughing at me. Bad TV is my jam. I love it, Jen Nichols. Jen Nichols says, "Oh my god, I love 90 Day." Well, I started on 90 Day the other way, which is the Americans moving to the foreign countries, which that's crazy. But there's this one guy. I'm sharing the group, so I'm going to tangent and talk about this for a minute to keep you guys, I don't know, interested for a moment. Um, there is this one guy and girl in Brazil, Paul. He's from Louisville, Kentucky, and he's with this girl, Karini. And what I didn't realize when I started watching the show at 90 Day the Other Way, which is really super controversial and like full of drama, is that Paul and Karini are on other episodes previous called like 90 Day Before the 90 Days and all that. So we dug into those episodes last night on Amazon Prime and we started to see more of their story. And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's not a moron, but like he was doubting her way before, and it's so hard to gauge. To me, I'm watching it from the standpoint of being an empath, and I'm like watching everybody's like subtle movements, and like when they're standing there together after meeting, and one of them's really super happy and going like, "Oh my God, I just love him! I'm so happy we're together," and the other one's sitting there going like you can see the fucking fear on their face, and it's just like, "Oh my God!" So we watched this shit till 1 in the morning last night, me and my mom. And let me tell you, you think I'm an old lady? My mom's an even older lady. I mean, bless her, she can get down with the get down, but she's of age. Let's say that. And so for her to stay up late like that, for me to stay up late like that, we were hooked. And she was funny. She was leaving. She's like, "Promise me you won't watch anymore until I come back." I was like, "Okay, okay." So that's what we were doing, and we were up late, and then I had a hard time falling to sleep after all of that drama of, everybody's 90-day drama. So I um, laid in bed for a while. So I slept in this morning. I'm a little bit like not awake yet, even, but that's okay. It'll probably make for a more interesting reading. Oh, God, that show is so good. And then right now we're watching 90 Day Before the 90 Days, but we started at season two, which we probably should have started at season one, but first we ordered season three, but then we realized that there's the same woman that we wanted to watch on season two. So we went back to season two last night and started there. And as we were watching it, there's this girl who goes from Albuquerque, New Mexico to England to meet this man who is a garbage man who works, he works like, he's like a working class guy from Weston Supermare. And he's fucking hot. Hot. Like, so hot. I'm like, oh my God. And so I was just totally like freaked out. And she's got a new baby. This woman has a new baby. Like an 8-month-old baby. And they've been talking online for a year and a half. And he's telling her he loves her and all this crazy shit. And I'm just like, oh my God. And she's dragging herself and her baby internationally traveling for the first time in her life. It's just drama, like just goofy drama, and I was hooked last night. And it helped that he was like hot as all get out, like. And then you're playing this guessing game, like this, what I consider to be like an empath guessing game of, are they in it for the money? Are they in it for the visa? Do they really love them? Like I'm trying to read them, and it's so stupid. Please like and share the video if you can. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up sign if you're enjoying my bullshit this morning. And if you are watching on Facebook, please give it a like, a heart, whatever. Uh, Let me know that I am loved. Help stroke my algorithm. Oh, that show. I just can't get over it. I'm going to have a hard time not watching it. I might have to call my mom over this afternoon and be like, we have to know what's going on. We have to know. Because she's got this baby and he is so hot. Like, I want him to turn out to be like Wonder Daddy, right? Like, that would even make him more sexy. He's got this big old beard, these big brown eyes. He's like a teddy bear. He's sexy as all get out and he's got the British accent. And at least with her story, she's dating somebody from like the UK. So like to me, the UK is not necessarily people that I would feel are looking to get out of there, or looking to marry you for money. This guy seems working class. He seems normal. He seems very sweet. I'm just worried, can he handle a baby? And I'm also worried that like maybe she's not his body type, which that's a whole nother like thing that stirs up weirdness in me as I watch the shows. I'm like, oh, these poor people, they get vulnerable, they spend all this time and all this energy and all this emotion in these oh, I didn't turn on my light, in these uh internet relationships, and then they get together and it comes down to something like, oh, your thighs are too big, or it's just like, oh, that would kill me. So, but I can understand and relate to them why they are doing it, why they risk it and why they go for it, because it's like life is so short. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants, you know, to be connected on some level. I really truly believe that. I think that's part of our point of being here on the planet, is to realize that we are more connected than we are separate. But it's just risky. And so, anyways, that was my big tirade about 90. I'm sorry. I'm a little off today. I think it's because I'm waking up. Spirit, please join us. Thank you, angels. But yeah, so I'm in love with a garbage man from Weston Supermare, basically, who's straight, who, might be married to a woman from Albuquerque at this point. I don't know. But that's what's changed for me in my life. I don't know what's changed for you. For you guys and yours. But I have given my heart to a man in Western Superman. There is a man in Scotland, in Glasgow, but he ain't gonna figure it out, and he's too busy. So I love me a good gentleman from the UK, though. And they're tall and big and hairy. I love it. Love it! So I'm just gonna sage this motherfucker, just because I need to. Right now, and I'm gonna have a sip of coffee, because I'm running behind, and I am needing my coffee. Happy fall, folks. Happy fall. Happy pumpkin season. I'm just putting it all out there this morning, I guess, about my guilty pleasures. So, those of you, I don't know if there's anybody new with us. Hey, Carla Dubé. I think it's Dubé or Dube. I'm not sure. Thank you for the Purple Heart. I appreciate it. Good morning. Who else is here? Good morning, Ducky. Good morning, Mary. Good morning. I think that's it. Yes, thank you, Ducky. There is a excuse me. There is a charming event tonight. My hair will look better at 7:30. So my mom is gonna have to come over this afternoon. I couldn't believe it. She wouldn't leave. Like, it was crazy. We were so entranced in this show. It's like such a train wreck waiting to happen. It's like kind of like watching a horror. Why am I on this morning? But it's kind of like watching a horror movie. Like, don't open the door, girl. Don't answer the phone. Don't go to Nigeria, girl. Don't do it. And these people just run off to Nigeria, and bless their hearts, like, they're just trying to find love. But I mean, I think that's part of why I went to Mexico. Like, I enjoyed the culture, and I was looking for adventure, and I was hoping to find some sort of, maybe international love. And then I got there. I was there for a little over a year, and culturally, it's very different. And it's I'm not saying it's bad or wrong, but I experienced that. Like, I was tired after a year, of trying to, I speak a little Spanish, enough to get by, but like when you're tired at the end of the day and you're trying to make your thoughts clear and you're trying to get workers to show up on time, or, boyfriends to be honest with you, and it's not, it's funny to me, but like, it's not how people work in the world, you know? So, and especially in the rest of the majority of the world, there's a whole different, um, cultural difference that is in place, where men are very much still sort of like, women are second class citizens. And so men are taught from a very young age that they're able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, kind of thing. If that makes sense. Like, I noticed it in Mexico. I noticed it on 90 Day, like in some of these countries, like India, um, a lot of the Middle Eastern countries, look at how they make the women wear burqas and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm not having any judgment on it. It's just culturally, that's how their culture has been for thousands of years. So these women that go over there, or Nigeria, Africa, they're taught that men are the ones in charge from a very young age. And so it's this funny thing where Americanized women that are all about equality, which is well deserved. Don't you know? I believe that women should be equal all over the world. Um, they go over to these countries and they expect these men to treat them as if they were dating an American man, and it's not. I don't think it's wise. I did the same mistake. I went to Mexico and tried to date Mexican men, and I think that that was a bit of a mistake. And it's not that they're not lovely men or people. It's just, culturally, they are different, Like, when they show up late, it's not an insult, personally. To me, as an American, I take it personally as an insult. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. I was just telling you a little bit about my night last night. It explains this hair this morning, I hope. I hope you forgive me for this hair. My name is Dan. This is Engelgeist. This is my channel. I'm all shared out. I've traveled the world from my TV last night. I've been to Nigeria, to Western Supermare, to Colombia. Like, I was all over the planet last night watching catastrophes, romantic catastrophes happening. No wonder why I'm single. Anyways, so let's do our breathing exercises. Good morning, Lisa Vanderhelm. Good morning, Christina Avalos. Good morning, Tracy Day Dugdale. Isn't it like Tracy says, I've become hooked on that show. It's crazy stuff, isn't it? It's like, if you're not watching it, you might want to. It's totally like a train wreck waiting to happen. And I think it stirs up, the reason why I love it so much is it stirs up like sort of my loneliness emotions. And I can understand and relate with these people with all the hope that they have when they go over, right? And they're like, oh my God, we've been talking for years and he's so special to me and blah, 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 or she's so special to me. Some of the men I fear for, because it's just like, oh God, they are on this, you can feel like some of these, not that they're all on this scam, but some of them are. And then there's this one that I was watching last night, this woman from the Philippines. She's beautiful, she's young. Her name was Hazel, and she says straight up to the camera, this is my chance out of the Philippines. I have a very hard life here, and I want to be away from that. And I had to think about it for a minute, because I was like, oh my God, that's that gold digging, visa looking person that we have to be worried about. But the truth of the matter is she's being honest. Like, her life is hard in the Philippines. And so she's looking for an American husband who has a good job. And that's what we all want in America, right? Is to find a partner that has a good job, that is a money earner, that will love us and respect us and make our life easier. So she's not a bad person for wanting that. It was shocking to me how open she was with it. And then when they meet, she's very sweet, like, but it almost was like she didn't really like him as much. Like, he was like flabbergasted at how beautiful he thought she was, but she was kind of like, oh, So you're like, oh shit. But she's like, this is my way out of my country, you know? This is the way out of, and that does not make her a bad person. She wants a better life, and unfortunately, her economy is set up in such a way, or her world is set up in such a way that for her to have that better life, this is the only option in her mind. So it's this weird show that, like, I'm totally strung on, and it brings up all of these interesting things, and also spending a year in Mexico as an immigrant, not as an expat, because that's white people, we get to be called expats, and that's bullshit. We're immigrants, basically. You have a new respect for people who go through that process, because it's not easy. Let me tell you, it is not easy. All right, so enough of that. My name is Dan. This is Engelgeist. This is my channel. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I'm Married at First Sight, Jen Nichols. I will check that one out. My mom maybe doesn't even know about it. My mom and I, we kind of have a good laugh, like, when we're watching the show, because my mom laughs at me because my reactions are so shocked, and my mom's like, oh my God. My mom's seen a lot of them already, but it's good bonding time with my mom too. We enjoy it. We have a good laugh together and eat cookies, and my jaw drops every other minute. So let's do our breathing exercises. Plant your feet firmly on the floor. Those of you that are new, we always take 3 deep breaths before we do the broadcast or the forecast. I am for the day. The intention is to breathe in deeply in through the nose, breathing in positive, fresh, new energy down into the belly, allowing it to rest there for a moment and letting the oxygen permeate the bloodstream and the brain, right? As we release that breath, when I say go ahead and release, we also want to be emanating a light, you guys, from somewhere in our body, ideally from the heart chakra. But if you have your light emanating from somewhere else, that might be something that your body's telling you or your spirit is telling you, okay? Some may feel safer emanating from your third chakra. Maybe you're doing work there, or that's where your main energy center is. That's okay. Don't worry if it doesn't come from your heart, or if your heart feels uncomfortable, you don't want to open it up. You don't want to do all of that. That's totally acceptable. Do what feels comfortable to you, okay? If you don't even want to emanate a light, you don't have to. You can still just do the breathing exercise with us if you're new. Um, as we take in each breath, we want to emanate that light and spread it out. As we release the breath, we want to first say thanks and be in gratitude for our body, the densest form and vibration of our experience here on this 3D planet we call Earth. Then on our second breath, as we release, we want to thank the mind, the next highest vibration that's making all of those creations from thought that then come to us materially. And we're like, how the hell did this get here? And then on the third breath, we want to thank our spirit, which is the highest vibration of us, the highest vibrational aspect of us. And ideally, in a perfect world, we've got that light emanating out and out and out, past our body even, out into our auric field, our energetic field that sits around us. And as we're doing that, our intention is to sort of line those three aspects of ourselves up, bring them into connection with one another and into gratitude with one another. Where, like, say, the next step even would be that the body, we have gratitude for the body, for the mind, and the spirit, and thus the three connect and have gratitude for each other, right? And become a more whole being. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense and doesn't sound too fruity. But that's where we're heading with this. This is the exercise, the simple exercise of, but that's new to me today. That's like just something that's coming through. My ears have been ringing like a bitch lately, and I think, everybody talks about when your ears ring, it's downloads, and it's been like ringy, ringy, dingy. And I don't know that that's just some of what's being downloaded because I'm just sort of taking you guys through this thing and I don't even really know why or where we're going with it, but it is the beginnings of meditation. Take what you want of it and leave the rest, you know? If something I say, even with the forecast, guys, if something I said doesn't feel accurate, it doesn't mean it's for you, okay? If something I say does feel accurate, you can take it as much as you need it, right? Don't trust my information over your intuition, okay? I'm not here for that. So, I mean, I can help guide you and I can help sort of validate you. That's what I do in my readings. I can give you a few answers here and there, but it's not like I'm any more aware or any more adept at this than you guys are, okay? So let's get our feet firmly planted onto the ground. Sometimes I like to touch myself. Why, excuse me. Sometimes I like to touch myself to bring my attention to my body because sometimes, even when I wake up in the morning, my attention is a little bit out there, and especially when I wake up late. Like, my attention's still in Western Superman right now, trying to figure out if that garbage man is single. Um, uh, Pisces and their fantasies, girl. Let me tell you. That's not, what is it? What's the word? I can't even think of the phrase now. Um, Pimpin' ain't easy. I'm gonna use that phrase right now, but let me tell you, my imaginative thoughts can take me places. So, I like to touch my body. My body! The densest form of myself. Move it around and say, hey, body, how you doing? Oh, you feel good, buddy. Oh, yes. So, I touch myself right here because this is where I start to emanate that light from. So, I like to warm it up and just say hello to it. And we're going to close our eyes and take in our first breath if you're ready, if you want to join. So let's take in that first breath in through the nose, deep into the belly, and we're going to hold it. When I say release, we're going to release out any negative, stale, or outdated energy, okay? And we don't have to struggle with this, we just do it. We know that it's happening, okay? So let's inhale and emanate that light within us. Let it spread wherever it needs to. Be in gratitude for the body, no matter what state it's in. wherever it is in this present moment, be in gratitude towards it, love it, allow that light to heal it. And release that breath. Let it go. That feels good. All right, let's take in a second breath. And hold it, emanate that light. It sounds like I'm smoking a joint. Allow that light to go wherever it needs to. Being in gratitude to the mind and for all the work that it does. Lining it up and aligning it with the body. Letting it say hello to the body and sync up with the body. Get into vibrational harmony with the body. And let's release that second breath. I'm just now seeing too, like for those of you that are maybe a little bit more advanced or those of you that are interested, if you want, while you're doing this, you can also picture or envision as you're emanating your light, envision your chakras lining up in a straight line up your body, okay? And not only lining up like horizontally, but also if any chakra appears to be further back in the body or further forward in the body, bringing those into equal alignment centered in the body. You can also visualize that right now while your eyes are closed. That's what I'm being told, okay? So let's take in that third breath. And hold. Emanate that light and align those chakras. And release any excess, stale, outdated, worryful, doubtful. Let it go. We don't need that right now. Right now, we're good. Be thankful to the spirit, bringing the spirit in alignment with the body and the mind, letting it feel our gratitude for it, and the other components allowing their gratitude to shine towards the spirit and vice versa. Allow the gratitude from the spirit to shine towards the body and towards the mind. Let's just sit here for a moment because I am seeing a really brilliant, beautiful light. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I just feel very good right now. Thank you. And this is something we can do just at any time during the day when we're feeling scattered or whatever. We can just find a seat and do this for ourselves. Only 5 minutes a day, just 3 deep breaths with the intention of shifting our energy and bringing things into alignment. And when you're done looking at that light or, feeling that connection, just open your eyes. And welcome to the 23rd of October. How'd that feel, guys? Tell me what your experiences were with that. I'm going to give you guys a moment with that, I feel like. What were your experiences? Tap that into the chat. Little simple, not long paragraphs, but just simple answers. Did you feel anything? Did you see the light? Did your chakras line up? Were you able to see them? Did you even do the meditation? Or are you just waiting for the cards? Tell me. Hey, Bessie Vogel, good morning. Your ears are ringing? That's your angels, dear. Mary Lyman, your ears are ringing? Those are your angels, honey. My ears have been ringing all week long. Oh, thank you, Shirley Hall, for accepting my post into Circle of Light, even with this bad hair today. Thank you. You're feeling good, Bessie? Good. Okay. I'm going to ask the angels. Susan Templar says, yes, yes, yes. I love it, Susan. I also love that your name is Templar. I think that's a cool name. Amy C. Sarnecki, welcome. Thank you for coming in. We just did our 3-breath meditation to get centered and get our sort of chakras lined up and ready for the forecast. My name is Dan. This is Engelgeist. We do a daily forecast for the energy of the collective. Right now, I am asking for that from the angels, from Spirit. What is it that we as a group collectively need to know? What should we focus on today? Where is our energy best suited for our highest good as a group? Now, these cards may represent for you. They may have resonance with you and make total sense. And for some of you, they may not, right? But if you go back and you watch my weekly on Sunday, there is a weekly video that shows the underpinning of the energy of all of this. And then each day is like a further clarification of like adding more information to what we put out on Sunday. Okay? Tracy Dugdale says, I felt lightheaded but like a feather. Okay, so Tracy, what I want you to do right now is if you feel a little lightheaded, I want you to stay seated and I want you to imagine from the base of your spine, right, where your first chakra is, I want you to imagine a line of energy going straight down from that chakra into the planet, down into the center of the earth. You don't need to worry about where the center of the earth is. Just know that it is connecting there and allow energy to naturally like just flow down there. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your attention, instead of up here, it's going to bring your attention right down into here. Okay? That's called grounding. We want to ground you. Sometimes if you're not grounding through your first root chakra, you can ground through your feet. That's why I always say put your feet firmly on the ground. We do have chakras in our feet. So you can also just imagine roots growing through your feet down into the planet. But this is a way to ground, if you know what grounding is, or don't know what grounding is. But that will help you to feel a little bit less lightheaded. You might have gone a little bit somewhere in that meditation, and that's totally acceptable and fine. That's the purpose of, some people use meditation for that very purpose, to go to the outer reaches and see what's going on. Bailey, you were a little lightheaded too. That's okay. We were kind of connecting spirit with the mind and the body. That's like a different feeling for us. We're not taught as a society to do that. So do the same practice. Ground yourself. Okay? Practice grounding and bringing yourself back into your body. Intend for that. I'm also bringing myself, as I'm talking to you about it, I'm bringing myself down here too, because sometimes we can match energy. This is why I always say, let's disconnect or cut the cords after lives and things like that, because we're matching energy, whether we believe it or not. We're all here for a reason, and we're all joining in this chat room because we're resonating at the same sort of vibration this morning. That's why sometimes during charm readings or people get messages through the charm readings, or there's themes that happen from charming to charming, because the energy is like, and the vibration is similar. We're attracted to it and we find ourselves here. So as I ground myself, I'm also grounding like sort of the space of this chat room, and that will ground you guys too. It will make it easier for you guys to ground. Mary Lyman, you astral travel. Good for you, girl. Jen Nichols says, I love this. Jen Nichols says, crazy what happens when your body gets the O2 it needs. It's true. Coming from a shallow breather, I am notoriously shallow breather. And I used to smoke cigarettes. Long time since I've smoked a cigarette, but when I was younger, in my 20s and stuff, I was a smoker. And so taking the deep breaths and holding them really does a world of good for me. Okay, let me see. Thank you, Spirit. What is our card for today? Interesting. New card, new card, new card. All right, so I'm going to flip the cameras, guys, and we're going to look at the first card for today. I hear the bird outside singing, so that's good. He's chirping out there. Please like, share, and subscribe as I turn the cameras around. So here's our card for today. This is the energy of the day. And this to me, hold on one second. What is going on here? I don't want that. I want the chat out. Thank you. This to me is an interesting card. It's the toad. And the first thing that I think about is frog medicine. I know toads and frogs are probably a little bit different. They're from different families. That's why they have separate names. There's probably something scientifically or physiologically different about them. But I sort of feel like they're still from this kind of amphibious sort of family. And when I think of frogs, I think of cleansing. I think of how the story, there's a Native American story about like how the frogs call in the rain. And so when you hear frog song, I used to love that about Mexico, is we had all of these frogs or toads around the house. They were dangerous. They were like actually literally poisonous. But they used to call in the rains. You could hear them sing in their songs, and would like when they get really loud, sooner or later the rain would show up. And so I used to love that story. And so to me, this symbolizes sort of like the calling in of what is it that we need to cleanse ourselves, right? What is it that we need to feel clearer or to feel more whole? And it's interesting that today we did that little like lining up of the chakras. We added that to our routine because that's sort of new for us. And to me, that sort of lines up with this toad in a way, in the sense that what is he calling out for to sort of heal himself, cleanse himself? Uh, what does he need, right? Like, I feel like as we're lining up our chakras, or as we're doing that into our practice, or we're adding that into the practice, we're actually bringing about that cleansing, that healing, that awareness, that attention, that those areas of our not only our physical body but also our spiritual body need, right? And so we're giving that to ourselves. We're actually calling out for it. We're like ribboning our that towards us. The other thing I want to say is there's a part of this for some of you that if there's any bad situations, it's funny, I don't normally do like bad situation readings, and I don't want anybody to fear anything, right? But what I'm going to say to you is if there's any situation any situation right now that you're dealing with this at this point, that feels like a toad, like, oh my god, I don't want to deal with this. I get that whole kiss it, kiss the toad and the prince shows up, that there's an opportunity to transform the situation. I'm gonna cross this like fairy tale reference of the toad, right? The princess and the frog, and I'm gonna cross reference it with this Native American cleansing story and say this, that if there's some of you that are dealing with a situation, or there's something that's gonna happen today where you're like, I don't want to deal with this, or this person at work, or oh my god, my boyfriend's driving me nuts, or whatever. There's a way to use that sort of this toad magic, or this energy of calling in about what it is you need to feel sort of cleansed, whole, healed, happy, healthy, all of those things, to feel self-assured and grounded while dealing with this situation that may appear like a toad. And if you actually offer this situation sort of openness and love, like i.e. the kiss in the fairy tale, the situation could very well turn into something that's actually beneficial, i.e. a prince, metaphorically, if you understand what I'm saying, right? So try not to focus on the situation being uh, negative or not beneficial, that this is an opportunity to actually make yourself better or feel more whole or healed, that this situation might actually bring about the healing that you need, or that you desire, but it is up to you to call it in, to be responsible for it, to ask for it, ask your angels for it, ask your spirit guides for it, ask God, whoever your higher power is, please give me the strength or the ability to deal with this situation in a way that's productive and loving. You kiss that toad and boom, that situation becomes a prince, right? You also get that sort of help and that healing and that feeling. You call it in and you're responsible for it. You ask for it. You acknowledge you need it. And you take it wholeheartedly, knowing that you deserve it, okay? So that's what I feel like with toad energy today. Not all of you will be dealing with shitty situations, but those of you that are not dealing with shitty situations, or situations that feel toadish, you can still call in your own sort of personal healing, cleansing, that sort of energy, right? There's a sort of a magic to toad. I feel like that there's like a transformation that could take place today, even if it's like, say, from a good situation to an even better feeling about yourself. So allow that to happen. Be aware of that possibility today. Seek that out. So if you find yourself feeling good, you can feel even better. You can like sort of take the transformative energy, like that sort of fairy tale aspect of what the toad represents, and use that energy to make the situation even more great, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to work with the Strange Girl affirmation cards. Let's see what we get there, just for further guidance and clarity for today. And all of these decks that I'm working with, just so you know, are by the Witchwood Oracle, Wychwood, out of England. They're on Etsy. They have their own website where you can purchase these decks. They're very cool decks. I'm using them because they kind of go along with the October theme. I do have an unboxing video where I unbox all 4 decks that I purchased a while back. It's in my videos. Please go and watch it if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about these decks. You can follow them on Instagram. You can also follow me on Instagram at Engelgeist333. Tonight, again, I'm just going to remind you guys, there is a charming happening tonight. If any of you want a charming, you can feel free to use the Engelgeist tree link to send over a reservation for that. They are $25. I do free card pulls in between, but they are single card pulls. So that's available tonight at 7:30 Central Time, which would be 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. Ooh, interesting. This kind of reminds me of yesterday. It is a grave mistake to underestimate yourself. Get it? Grave? So, and I think that this is very true. I think that this is about this ties in how I'm going to tie this into that toad energy. This is about honoring yourself, bringing in that energy, bringing in that cleansing, bringing in whatever it is that you need. Call out for it today. Ask your spirit for it. Ask your spirit guides, your angels for it. Say, this is what I want. This is how I want it to be. If this situation sucks, this is how I'm going to operate within it. I'm not going to underestimate myself, or I'm not going to sink down to that level and get into the argument or get into the fight or get into the negativity of it all. I'm going to stay above it today. I'm going to transform myself or the situation through love and through compassion. And you're going to be able to maneuver through the situation in a way that you didn't necessarily think possible. Okay? If you do underestimate yourself or don't give yourself the credit that you deserve, you might be stuck with a toad today. And that's okay, guys. Sometimes we have to deal with toads. It's part of life. But I think that you can transform it today, and that's what I'm here to tell you. That's what the cards are here to tell you. The cards are here to tell you, if you put yourself first and you show yourself some love and compassion, and then you turn that love and compassion outward into the world, your day might just turn from something that didn't look quite so good into something that looks like a Prince Charming kind of day. Okay? What else did I want to say? The midweek card from Sunday was that cartwheel. We are at Wednesday. So we are at the midweek. So that cartwheel energy is also coming in. And to me, cartwheel not only is hard work, but it's also rolling forward. It's moving forward. And we had that viper energy at the end of the week. Go back and watch Sunday's video if you need clarity on what I'm talking about. But that Sunday's video said that we would be moving forward in strength and kind of pushing our way through things. This is the beginning of that. This is the same as yesterday. What was the quote about? It was such a graphic quote about fearing no flame. That this is the witch that couldn't be burned. Fear no flame. This is about, it is a grave mistake to underestimate yourself. So do not underestimate yourself today. Do not let the sort of situation overpower you. You get to transform the situation if you're aware of that. Now I'm going into the bag for the grounding stone, so let's see what the grounding stone is today. This is just another thought to bring us into alignment with what we need. So again, we've got a obsidian grounding stone, which always represents really ground into this idea, really ground into this thought. And the word is vision. So to me, it's like, what is our vision of ourself? What is our vision of what we want? What is our vision of a Prince Charming day? What is our ideal outcome for the day today? We have the opportunity to call that in with the toad energy. We have the opportunity to sort of kiss that frog and make it a prince, right? We have the opportunity to not underestimate ourselves, know our power, keep clear on our vision, see how we want it, feed that vision love, energy, apply the grace and the gratitude to that, to this situation, or to something that may be bothering us, or not quite working the way we want it to. And if we keep that vision, we hold that vision, we ground in it, and we make that vision a reality, we're going to understand that we called it in, we made it happen, we transformed it. Our toad is now a prince. It's a better day than we thought possible. And it was all because we didn't underestimate ourselves. Okay? Does that make sense? Jen Nichols, you didn't watch yesterday's? Yeah, you're the card, the this strange girl's affirmation deck card, kind of shocked me with what it said. It was like so visually strong, and it was about the burning of witches, and like it said, "Fear, you are the witch that could not be burned. Fear no flame." And I was like, "Whoa!" Like they are not joking. And yesterday's, well, just watch the video. So I won't, get too much into yesterday. But I'm trying to remember what was the card for yesterday. It was the horseshoe. So, and I felt like that was the beginning of moving towards the cartwheel, which we now are in this cartwheel sort of area from Sunday's forecast, right? So I feel like this is us, like maybe really getting in the driver's seat, realizing we're in the driver's seat, calling it in, transforming it, keeping strong with our vision of what we want, how we want it. We're not underestimating ourselves. We're moving into the rest of the week, really pushing forward in strength, and making a conscious choice to have it the way we want it, we deserve it, that sort of a thing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to all of you. I hope that the lining up of your chakras, if you did do that exercise with me, works for you. It helps to aid and abet that sort of behavior today. And I'm just going to do this just as a little. I'm going to clean anybody else's energy off of this today so that we have this day for us. We deserve this. Okay? All right, I'm going to flip the cameras, guys. Oh, my hair. It's frightening. Well, I think about what was it, that guy in Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd, where he was the scientist and he had that whack job hair, but he got Marty McFly to the future. So, although it was kind of a big fuck up after that, but he did it. So maybe I'm like, that crazy scientist. Who knows? Um, just as an aside, since we did that little chakra lining and all of that, try and take a minute afterwards, sit in your chair or wherever you're at, and just ask for any connections or cords to be cut between us and those in the chat room. Gather our energy back about ourselves, because we're going to want it, we're going to need it, we're going to use it today to really hold tight to our vision, ground in our vision of what we want for not only today, but maybe even the rest of the week or the rest of the month. If we want to take it further, we can do even the rest of this year. And we can always change that stuff, but we want to stay grounded and focused on that vision and in our strength and in our awareness of what we can do, right? Versus looking at situations and going like, oh my God, this is too much, it's overpowering me. That would be underestimating us. And that would be allowing the toad to take sort of front and center. We need to not underestimate ourselves, stay grounded in our vision of what we want and how we want it, give to ourselves, call in the transformation that we need, call in the cleansing that we need, call in the strength that we need, and then utilize it from a place of love to create our vision. Okay? And that cartwheel energy from Sunday is working hard and moving forward in that for us underneath all of this, underneath these three cards. I hope that made sense. It makes a lot of sense. Carla Dube says, thank you. Thank you, Tammy Chirasso Kidwell, for the beautiful hearts. Thank you, Tracy Dugdale. Thank you for tuning in. Please give the video a like, give it a share it wherever. I mean, seriously, guys, if you guys belong to Lightworkers live feeds, if you belong to any other sort of groups where it's allowed to be shared, please share it. Do not share it anywhere where it will offend anybody or get you into any trouble. But if you guys, I feel like the more people that share it, the more people see it in the feed, and they're like, huh, that person shared it, that person shared it, that, oh, maybe I might need to watch this. Maybe this guy's got something to say. So, Tracy Day Dugdale says, reminds me of the movie What About Mary? Sorry, but that's what popped into my head when you adjusted your hair. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure. All right, you guys, I am going to sign off. I will be back on tonight at 7:30 for charm readings. If anybody's interested in getting into charming, please feel free to make a reservation. That way I can kind of set up the list and then start taking the card people when I sign on. I do have a couple of reservations. I'm only taking, like 6 to 7 reservations, if that. So we'll see how the night goes. But you can use the Engelgeist Linktree link for that. You can also do, we're doing, Ducky reminded me that gift certificates, like not gift certificates, but if you want to purchase a reading for a friend for the holidays, that's always available too. You would just either message me at the business page and ask any questions you may have about that. And I can explain all that to you. If you know you want one, you can just send over payment and give me the name of the person, and either have the person message my business page directly, and I would arrange and schedule the reading for them, or I can reach out to them and schedule it that way, whichever way you want to do it. And also, they make great birthday gifts too, kind of weird birthday gifts that like you wouldn't otherwise expect. So, but try and give them to people that would enjoy them. Don't send me to any fundamentalists, right-wing Christians who think tarot is the devil's work. That would be kind of a little awkward. Although it would be probably fun to watch. I would tune into that kind of a TV show. Could you imagine? Oh my God. Hey, there might be an idea there. TLC, if you're watching, call me. I could read fundamentalist Christians. Not only read their cards, but read them down. Read them for filth. No. Fundamentalists have their place in the world too. I don't know that I agree with them. I don't know how anybody can be so closed off and yet still call themselves a Christian. Because Jesus was about loving everyone. At least that was my perception of things. And fundamentalists seem to be about like wanting to keep people away from each other. Put people in separate bathrooms and build walls and get people of color onto reservations and out of the country, and it's just wild. Anyways, that's me, that's personal, that's political. I'll leave it alone. But I don't think that that behavior is based in spirit. It's based more in fear. That's my idea. Anyways, so Mary Lyman says, I'm going to be contacting you for a tarot reading. Whenever you're ready, Mary. I'm here, girl. I'm here. You have a blessed day too, Tammy Charasso Kidwell. Facebook jail is a revolving door. Are you in Facebook jail, Mary? Amy C. Zarnecki says, baby souls. I love it. I love it. You gotta bless those baby souls. It's like maybe they're just still learning, and you gotta just let them learn. And so sometimes when we're learning, the light is dim, myself included. I have moments where my light is very dim and I can't see clearly. And so, their light is just dimmer around more broader subjects maybe. So maybe they are baby souls. That's a beautiful way of looking at it. Lisa Vanderhelm says, coffee still need to make a cup. LOL, I'm so backwards today. I'm on, this is my second, but I haven't really gotten into it yet, like really dug in there. Mary says, fundamentalist religion just needs to be knocked down a peg. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they need. I think that they need love. They need to experience true love to understand how to give true love. And I get a feeling that most of them haven't. So that's just my take on it. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go. Remember, do not underestimate yourself today. Hold tight to your vision. Call in whatever energy, whatever strength that you have within you, because it is within you. That's why you're not supposed to underestimate yourself. Call it not only from within you, but if you need to call in your angels, your spirit guides, your God, whoever it is that you work with spiritually, that you trust and that guides you, call that in and ask, what do I need for this situation today? What do I need for this day today? So that I can stay grounded in my vision and create that today. And then go about kissing some toads today and see what happens. Transform that energy. Make it happen. Okay? You're welcome, Lisa Vanderhelm. Facebook jail, you go there from Lisa Vanderhelm on Facebook asks, how do you even go to Facebook jail? LOL, I'm just curious. If you overpost, but the funny thing is I've been posting this a bunch and they haven't been putting me in jail, so I don't know. I was getting put in jail all the time. But it hasn't been happening. I'm just looking at the suggested meanings for the cards because I'm interested to see what they say Toad represents. And they only give 3 words in these decks, which that's what I love because they really want you to work with this deck for your own intuition, your own stream of consciousness. And so the Toad is self-worth, which is like don't underestimate yourself. It's the card. It's a grave mistake to underestimate yourself. Hidden beauty and self-respect. So I like those for that card. But I also think that those to me also represent cleansing, like cleansing off all the gunk, like calling in that rain or calling in that extra oomph to remind us of who we are, right? And then not underestimating that and then holding tight to that vision. So, hi Till Infinity. I love your name. Good morning. We're actually just getting ready to sign off, Till Infinity. I'm sorry. I would love to give you a reading. If you want to do a subscribe, tonight I will be on at 7:30 Central Standard Time. I'll be doing free card pulls then. I'll be doing charming readings, and in between those, I do free card readings for new viewers. So if you want to tune back in this evening, this is the morning forecast. I'm on every morning. Just doing a general overview forecast for everybody that tunes in. It's kind of like your spiritual weather report. I am the spiritual meteorologist. That is my hashtag, by the way. I own that hashtag on Instagram. I'm kind of happy. I don't know that anybody ever sees it, but I'm the only person hashtagging that hashtag. So I'm stoked on that. But that's sort of the goal in the mornings for the forecast, is just to kind of let you know what to expect today, kind of what to stay focused on. What will the spiritual or energetic weather be like? But tonight, Wednesdays and Friday nights, I do charmings, where I do charm readings for a fee. And then in between the charm readings, I do free card pulls for people. So if you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, hit the bell, it'll notify you when I go live tonight. And I will definitely put you down if you tune in for a free card. And the free cards are fun. Sometimes we all as a group all start crying and shit. It's great. So remember to, speaking of all of us crying together, remember to disconnect your cords, people. Keep your energy. Maintain your energy. Pull it back. It's nice to share it and mix it and slap it and slip it and rub it down. Like, what did Belle Biv DeVoe say? Flip it, rub it down, oh no. But now let's pull it back. Okay? So, I know, I like Till Infinity's name too. She's on YouTube, for those of you on Facebook that can't see her name. It just says Till Infinity. It makes me think of, it's actually really romantic, but it also makes me think of Toy Story a little bit. Till Infinity and beyond! So, all right, I am going to go, you guys. I will talk to you tonight. I'll see you tonight, and I'll see you again tomorrow. And I got to put that poll up in the group so that we vote for November 1st deck. I'll do that today. All right, so have a great day, you guys, and thank you for tuning in. This is Dan Geist, your spiritual meteorologist, and this is my channel, Engelgeist. Please support it by giving it a subscribe. Those of you that are on Facebook that also have YouTube accounts, go over and hit a subscribe over on YouTube. Even if you watch me on Facebook. I want subscriptions. Please. All right. I love y'all. Have a great... Wait, Tammy says there's a snake in her boot. LOL. Like a live snake, Tammy? You are lying. Is there a real snake in your boot? Is there a real snake in Tammy's boot? It is winter. They're in Ohio. A snake could have like snuck in her house. Oh, it's a Toy Story quote. Okay. Thank you, Nicole. I didn't know that. I haven't watched Toy Story in a long time. So I don't know that quote. I just remember it to infinity and beyond. Maybe I need to go watch it. I was thinking that there is an actual snake in her boot. But it's probably not a snake in her boot. It's probably just a sky raisin. And just be grateful that it's not a jalapeno sky raisin, because those are hot and spicy. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go. I love you all. Have a great day. I'm gonna go chase sky raisins and get ready for 7:30 tonight. I will see you later. All right, I'm gonna sign off. Bye.